BENZINO responds to being nearly robbed by Tony Yayo and them G-Unit boys. Let's get into the content, fam.
From my recall, we was Source Awards. It was broad daylight. I was with my man Hawk, and for some reason, usually I had all my jewelry on early as walking down the beach. Now that was crazy, because I don't remember always doing that. But it was the daylight. Not that I was worried about anything, but I don't usually wear everything because I had the big Gladiator. That was $500,000. Then I had the Z piece that was like $1 million. So then I had the 3, and I had the masterpiece. Then I had I had dumb jewelry on. And I just remember walking, and this was broad daylight. Didn't have a strap. This is on Collins Avenue. Why would I need a strap on Collins Ave at like 12 in the afternoon? But, you sometimes, boy, you get caught your pants down. But I remember him jumping out, and his man, Lodi Mac, I didn't know, we did our homework. He's not Lodi Mac, ain't here no more. But he jumped out, and I just remember he kept going in his pocket like, yo, what's up? And they screaming, like he getting loud. And Yayo's like, yo, what's up, man? What it is? I was like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I'm standing on the sidewalk, me and Hawk. And Hawk's kind of big. But they jump out. Now, Hawk said he seen 50 in the car. He said 50 was in, it was a Suburban, I think. A black Suburban, tinted out. And again, Lodi's behind him, like, yo, what's up? What you want? You want it? He's saying something like that. Now, I'm not saying nothing. I'm like, what's up? I did say, what's up? And then I just remember, the girl said, get back. A girl was screaming, get back in the car, get back in the car. They jumped in the car and took off. And that was it. I don't remember the past shit and all that. I don't remember. And even like, oh no, I ain't never been in a situation where said, hey, you want to pass? Because if it was the other way around, I would have stripped him. If we pulling up, if me and my from Boston, I can name a bunch of them, are pulling up and he got jewelry on, walking down Collins, and we pulling up and I'm strapped up, all that shit would have came off. 100%. Ain't no fucking way I'm gonna be like, you want to pass or do you want it and all that. We don't do that. We don't do that from Boston. We don't do all that. We would have ran right up on his ass and we'd have stripped him. And that didn't happen. So I don't know what type of theatrics. Again, he's the storyteller dude. I told you, the whole thing about Murder Inc. He just lied about that. See, one thing for sure, two things for certain, right? People who come up under other guys. See, we built different in Boston, right? Like though I was the head, I always stood shoulder to shoulder with all my guys. You know what I'm saying? If my guys ever did an interview and talked about like how he gets paid to talk about 50. His conversations are only about 50 cents. He has nothing to talk about himself. He's a hype man. He's 50's guy. But he gets paid to talk about another man. I couldn't do it. My sons would never do it. And my that I came up, I wouldn't even want them to do that. I know they wouldn't, but I'd feel a way if it would be talking about me like I'm, you know what I'm saying? I just, and I get it. See, I get a lot of guys came up under guys. I watch Bleak talk about Jay. Yayo talk about 50. I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand it because I guess they so big. You know what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, you got to talk about yourself. You got to talk about you and your legacy. You know what I'm saying? I don't, it is what it is. I don't knock nobody for what they doing. That's how he gets his paper. He get booked to talk about 50. People pay him to talk about 50. I like I said, the Shannon Sharp interview threw me for a loop because, of course, it's going to be, of course, Yayo's going to say them and this and that, but how does Shannon jump in and say, yeah, Ja Rule's low-hanging fruit? He blew my mind when he said that. He f***ed me up. That's when I knew, like, Shannon, I knew he's losing his way. He's losing his way. Ja Rule has arguably one of the biggest catalogs in hip-hop history that he's still making thousands of dollars, millions of dollars from and doing shows from, feeding his family, black man. But Shannon Sharp said Ja Rule's low-hanging fruit. See, that's the problem with these podcasts and hip hop. It's giving people the illusion like they with the culture and they with the people when they're really not. It's an illusion. And, you know, he's not the only one. You know, I know these guys didn't come up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like me calling somebody from the NFL low-hanging fruit. Why would I do that when I know I can't do nothing on that field? I can't do nothing on that field. And especially to like an all-star, like it's one thing to have, you can have, you know, everybody has sports talk where you know, everybody talks shit, whatever, but it's like, come on, man, in public, it just, you know, I get frustrated when I see shit like that. It's just, there's no call for it, man. Like, I don't understand.
Look, shout out Tony Yayo, man. You put some respect on his name. Tony Yayo make his money just like everybody else making their money. Streaming, content creating, fam. He's doing his interviews. He gonna say what he answering the questions that they're presenting. Like, you can't say Tony Yayo don't got nothing to talk about, bro. He just ain't gotten to his own story just yet. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Now, 50 is 50. 50 been around, but the front men is not the people you should know. You should know the people that's behind the screen. You don't know the people that's in front of the camera. You got to know the people that's behind the camera, that's making shit happen that you don't know about. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Shout out Tony Yayo. Like I said, he's making his money on just BENZINO. You're talking. If it wasn't for BENZINO talking on interviews, would you really know anything about him? It's in 2025, let's just be honest, let's just be real. He wasn't a figure until he became a interview figure. You know what I mean? Until he became an interview figurant, he wasn't even thought about like that. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. And Tony Yayo would have still been, because he would have still been moving around with 50 Cent. They still touring, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. BENZINO, what you don't understand is, you was right about a couple things, but you was wrong about something. That man did give you a pass. If you had $1.5 million on you, nigga, you don't think a nigga could have took it if he wanted to, bro? Don't be stupid. But Tony Yayo gotta be smarter than he look. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tony Yayo, he's smarter than he look, even though he's a crook and they got caught. You know what I mean? One thing about it is, if you gonna do the dut, don't get caught. That's the number one rule. Yeah, if you don't know that, you don't know nothing about Thug motivation. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. You wasn't living like that, but the number one rule, don't get caught. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. But I don't even know what his charges was, what got him in there, but whatever, don't get caught. But like I said, that nigga know you gonna go tell it. You know what I mean? Why would he take 1.5, man? Come on, man. 50 would have beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? Real shit, it wasn't sanctioned either. Man, you think he gonna go do something like that and fuck up 200 million for 1.5? Maybe that's what you say it was appraised that. And nigga melt that shit down and get half of nothing. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. Drop it in the comments. But one thing that you was right about, Zeno, Ja Rule got a hell of a catalog. For everybody that be downplaying what Ja Rule has done in hip-hop, bro, slap yourself in the fucking face. Yeah, slap yourself in the face, nigga. When you're able to find your chill and finally go through Ja Rule's catalog, nigga, you would know, give it about 2-3 days, nigga, you would know it word for word. I'm just being honest, just being real. Man, drop it in the comments. Put some respect on Ja Rule's name. Everybody that's just starting to get into hip-hop 2025, bro, that nigga shit's still relevant, you know, right today. You know what I mean? Now, the G-Unit shit, 51st album, yeah, that first album, you could still jam that shit. That shit's still relevant. But most of that music didn't survive the test of time, fam. Just being honest, just being real, you know what I mean? Drop it in the comments. Curtis, boo-boo, I like him, you know what I mean? I like him. But everybody ain't all wrong. Everybody ain't all right. You got to see through, bro, you got to be able to see through the tent. You know what I mean? You got to be able to see through the tent and see what it is for you to understand what it's gonna be. You know, just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments. Cars from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe. Nigga, peace. And we going up. Yeah, I got to always add that. Got to always add that and remind motherfuckers, because niggas got to know. You got to know, nigga. We going up. Drop it in the comments. Scores from the playground. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a Clipse. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Look, 6ix9ine speaks on the death of King Von. He say all Von friends ran when the shots started. Let's get into the content, fam. And before we get into the content, I want to let everybody know, fam, when it's really action, it's not like a video game. Yeah, it's not like a video game. When you're really ducking shots, you realize things are real. Nobody knew what was going on that day. These two rappers, Quando and Von, they were supposed to be just getting a scratch on, you know what I mean? So for everybody that thinks, or his partners ran, look, what happened, but what ultimately happened wasn't supposed to happen. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. That side don't get no, sorry Lil Tim, that side don't get no love for popping those shots off, because Quando Rondo was getting his ass whooped, bro. In 2025, YNs, big bros, unks, granddaddies, whoever you are, you got to learn, bro. You got to be able to swim with sharks. You got to be able to survive with men. You have to be able to handle yourself without using a gun. Why? It's not gonna always be within reach. Point blank period. You gonna shoot somebody in their back because they whooping your friend's ass, and slap yourself in the face. I'm happy this content is even being brought up, and this subject is being brought up again, because it needs to be spoken about. I wasn't around back then, you know what I mean? But I'm around now, bro, and we gotta get that shit straightened out. Yeah, that shit, that was lame, you know what I mean? Shout out King Von, family, rest in peace, Von. Whatever he done, whatever they say he done, that ain't my business. You know, my business is what happened that day in Atlanta should have never happened, bro. Bro could have got off the ground and walked away after getting his ass kicked like nothing. Wasn't nobody trying to kill you. Had them people knew it was war like that when they showed up, we don't know what might have happened. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Drop it in the comments, but let's get into the content, fam.
You got into it with Lil Durk. You got into it with King Von as well.
Wait, why are you saying I don't know these niggas?
Right. Well, you responded to them. How's that?
Say it one more time, because they don't skip it.
You responded to Lil Durk and King Von dissing you.
Why does King Von have to
make an opinion on me when he's not from New York?
I be mad at you. You be fucking with 6ix9ine. I be looking at you like I'm motherfuckers gonna holler at you. And make sure 6ix9ine snitch ass get baptized, nigga.
Why?
Well, because you guys in the same industry. You guys are both rappers.
But is Young Thug not in the same industry?
Yeah.
Why's King Von not saying nothing?
Okay. I'm not answering that question. Well, let me ask you a question about King Von.
Yo.
When King Von got killed.
Can I put my glasses back on?
Go ahead. King Von gets killed in 2020.
How?
He got shot.
Where?
In Atlanta.
We was just there.
Yeah. By Lil Tim, who I interviewed about.
And I posted where I was at. Then I said, yo, show.
Had fun too.
And we had mad fun.
Yeah.
So what happened? Explain to me how he died.
He gets killed.
But how?
By Quando Rondo's man, Lil Tim.
Oh shit. But Quando was with Lil Tim?
Yes.
Who was King Von with?
He had his entourage with him.
How many people?
A few other people.
Like how many? Would you give or take?
Maybe about 5.
Yo, play the clip real quick. Yo, side by side, yo, DJ Vlad, side by side, the 5 people King Von was with. Right now, while this clip is playing, I want play the clip, blur out for content.
Right.
I want to see the 5 people King Von was with, because I don't know, I'm probably mistaken. I seen
about
100K
Track, who I interviewed, his manager. There was Slutty, who got killed, unfortunately. There was someone else.
Whilst he explaining this, there's going to be a side-by-side clip right here somewhere, or on this side, of King Von being only with 5 people. So side-by-side, during this edit, side-by-side, this side or this side, that nigga was with like 15, 20 people.
Okay.
But we trying to make him look good, right?
I could be mistaken. I don't know how many people.
All right, cool.
Right.
I want you to count 5, and then you know how TMZ do the arrow, and they go like, ding, ding. I want this edit to do ding, 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 ding. Niggas like 100 niggas. They got killed in front of everybody. All his mans ran on him.
Well, no, all his man's not run on him. I mean,
all his, all right.
On this edit, old Block Louie pulled out a gun, got shot by the police.
And this edit, when all his friends run on him, play DJ Vlad's voice back, going like, no, not all his mans ran on him. No, not all his mans ran on him. No, and just keep replaying it when all his friends run on him. Everybody ran on him. Just keep playing it back. Like, no, DJ Vlad voice. No, now everybody ran on him.
Well, no, all his man's not run on him. All his man's not run on him. All his man's not run on him.
Now everybody ran on him. If I could play it right now,
I interviewed one of the dudes who did.
Everybody ran on him. I watched it.
Look, Chirac, 6ix9ine gonna be 6ix9ine. You could let 6ix9ine get to you, but you gotta understand, Daniel Hernandez is gonna be Daniel Hernandez, but he ain't lying. You know what I mean? Everybody ran. It was a lot of people. Everybody ran, bro. This what y'all don't understand, bro. And first of all, everybody, they was out of town. King Von and them wasn't even supposed to be there. They were out of town. Look, bro, y'all supposed to be already militant enough to know that anything can go down. What do you think you're hanging around for? Everybody that was part of the entourage, that ain't a motherfucker commercial rapper. What do you think you're there for? You think you just there to party and look cool? Man, you're there for protection. For protection. Point blank period. 6ix9ine might be talking and shit, but y'all had a moral obligation to protect the money. Vaughn was the money, fam. Y'all let Vaughn die that night. That's just the God's honest truth. Y'all let it die that night. Why? If y'all didn't have his back like that, why would y'all let him go pop off? You know what I mean? Y'all supposed to be watching everything, bro. Y'all didn't protect the money. Vaughn shouldn't even been sitting in no car outside the club, nigga. Sleep. Down there half sleep and waking up like, oh, he's right there. Like, man, come on, man. That shit lame. Yeah, that shit lame. It was more money on the flow that y'all let go. That shit, the whole thing was corny. I'm just being honest, just being real. And from that other side, Lil Tim, that was some whole ass shit. You know what I mean? It is shit. Like, you could allow that shit to make yourself look cool, you know what I mean? I'm not saying he glorifies it, but nigga don't even want to see you outside no more, man. Yeah, cause that was some whole ass shit. You got to know you did some whole ass shit, even though it's I was protecting my man. Protecting my man. Nigga, your man wouldn't have did all that to protect you. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. It was too much. Too much. It was overkill. Like Pizza say, like OMB Pizza say, it was overkill, nigga. Point blank period. It was overkill. To shoot somebody in the back cause your nigga getting his ass whooped, nigga ain't putting the dogs on him like that. It's just an ass whooping, bro. Nigga wasn't even breaking him up. You know what I mean? Just be honest, bro. He was just punching him out. You should be able to take that as a man, bro. You can't just be, and shout out Quando Rondo, because I like Quando. Quando didn't know that. He didn't know all that was at play. You know what I mean? At the time, they never say Quando Rondo was screaming, help, help, help. Man, the man was taking his ass whooping like a man. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Whole thing was corny. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. 6ix9ine, like I said, he gonna be him. You can't let what he say get you emotional. You can't let it tap your ticker. You just gotta know, nigga, if you ever the entourage of the Munyon, you are there for a purpose, nigga, and anything that can go wrong will go wrong, Murphy's Law. So, for one, you better be looking with your motherfucking head on a swivel, or you fucking everybody involved. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. Drop it in the comments, man. Shout out the family of King Von. Yeah, shout out the family of King Von because they didn't hold him down. Yeah, real shit. They didn't hold him down. When you know your people got that much energy, you got to make sure they're properly protected when they leave away from you. Yeah, for sure. Because people trying to stop that. Yeah. How you gain the energy is you in the energy. That's some spiritual shit, but that's just how it goes, bro. To capture some power, you have to stop some power sometimes. It does wonders for a nigga's confidence. That's why Lil Tim could still be outside now. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a Clipse. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Look, Bricc baby, the Brickster, demands to see Wack 100 conspiracy to murder charge paperwork. Yeah, Bricc baby is back, man. He say Mr. Face Down Ass Up has been speaking on him way too much, and he must come out not to defend himself, but to let you know what type of nigga this is. Y'all are believing. Let's get into the content, fam.
It's the Bricc. I know y'all ain't heard from me in a minute. I've been sitting back, kicking it, man. But you know, Mr. Face Down Ass Up been mentioning my name so much that I got it. I don't even have to defend myself, so I'm not even finna get on here acting like I'm finna defend myself. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You get no points for not telling. That's what a real nigga's supposed to do. So I'm not gonna shower myself with flowers, none. You know what I mean? You people that feel like you need to be showered with flowers because you didn't tell, that mean that it was a thought in the back of your head that you could get off on somebody. But this is all I want to know. Mr. Cash Jones, Wack 100, right? Whatever happened to the case that was filed on you for conspiracy to commit murder? That's all I want to know. You know what I mean? We just want you to go get the paperwork to all the cases that you've had filed against you. We don't care about the gun case in Oklahoma. That where you got caught with 20 guns and all that shit. I got caught with less than that. You know what I mean? We already see the outcome of that. So I just want to know, from a man to a man, when they kicked your door in over you being the gossip little troll you are, talking to Stutterbox and talking to Dale Dog, you dropping the low on Stutterbox, saying that he live across.
This call is from a federal prison.
Dale Dog, rest in peace. You know what I mean? Shout out to Double D's, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, Street Mafia. You and Stutterbox. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get Stutterbox on the phone on my next video. We gonna go over it lick by lick, right? But explain to me what happened when they kicked your door in for conspiracy to commit murder. Those type of cases just don't go away. So, did you turn evidence of the U.S. government or the state? What happened? Because we have no clue. If you say that you not CS2 back, cool. We know that you CS2 back. But what happened to the case? How you get off from the conspiracy case? You gave Dale Dog the information why them phones was tapped, and Stutterbox got shot up. His house or his car got shot up, and you was to blame for it. They came and kicked your door. You let your wife go down for the blower. You know what I mean? Another bitch ass nigga move. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You got your girls. I don't think that it was registered to her. I don't want to get ahead of the game, but your girl didn't have a registered blower. You let her take the case. And so that means you told on your bitch and you told on them niggas from Main Street. Well, you tried to. They already knew you was hot and they wouldn't answer none of your phone calls. Because what you said in a YouTube or a Clubhouse room, you said that, hey, do you know somebody told on me? You said, hey, all I was trying to do was holler at Dale Dog and tell him that Stutterbox might be telling. But guess what? That's all CS2 back was talking about in his paperwork. They was just trying to get to Double D. Double D say, I don't want to talk to Wack. I don't know how CS2 back got switched up to Wack, but they say they don't want to talk to the Wack nigga. So Mr. Cash Jones, this is we gonna do it like we on the yard. We giving you a 30-day challenge, right? To come produce that paperwork or hang your chucks up on the wire. We don't want to hear the excuses. We don't want you to babble on about, oh, everybody just want me to be a snitch. We just want the facts to be facts. All my paperwork is public property. You get what I'm saying? So, with that being said, all you got to do is go to whatever hall of records you could go to. Go get that paperwork, which you probably got in the house. You probably burnt that shit, though. You don't want that shit nowhere around you, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about the protection of everybody else on the case. You be talking too much, because you 600, all y'all want to stay relevant off the Bricc name.
Look, Wack's a cop. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Wack's a cop. Now, is he officially on payroll of the LAPD? No. I don't think it's gone that far, but they have deputized him. Yes, he gets incentives and he gets access to information. That's why when Wack 100 say he has something, he has it. The man has friends that are government entities. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Once he waved the flag, the badge, I knew all I had to know. Yeah, niggas don't play like that. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Now, this whole conspiracy to murder charges, him saying too much with Dale Dog about saying they shot up Stutterbox House and all this other type of shit. I can't believe he got off on that. Why? Bruh is working with them people. You know what I mean? Yeah, and we're not gonna press charges on you, Cass Jones. CS back, you're working, you're one of us, bro. You know what I mean? That's how they talking to him. You know what I mean, bro? You gotta see what's at play behind the scene. The Brickster, he had to let niggas know, bro. It's more to the puzzle that's concerning Wack 100. You know what I mean? It's more pieces to the puzzle that are missing, that a lot of people just can't add up about old Wack. But it ain't much to add up. It's just like, bro, you just gotta understand what's at play here. You gotta, if you're dirty, if you have traffic warrants, if you're looking to do anything criminal, man, you don't want to let Wack 100 find out nothing about it. Yeah, nothing about it, bro. You'll be locked up and wondering how they got you. Wack no, you know what I mean? Shout out Wack 100, cause I could say all this, and I'ma still tell you in the same breath, I like him. You know what I mean? Wack, I like you. I'm a legit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm legit. I ain't got nothing against Wack 100, but I have to report. You know what I mean? I'm a journalist, fam. I have to report. I have to take my emotions out of the game. You know what I mean? Sometimes I have to take my shit out of there. I can add a little piece of me at times, but I gotta let you know the truth too. Man, I like Wack 100, you know what I mean? That's my guy, you know what I mean? That's my guy. I like Charleston White, even though I talk about him, you know what I mean? Bro, I'm not a yes man. I know a lot of people be looking for me to be like, man, can you be my yes man? No, nigga, I cannot be your yes man, because the minute you do something wrong, I'm the type of nigga gotta let you know, bro. You can never be all right with me, and if I can't tell you the truth, I can't even befriend you. That's just being honest. That's just how I'm rocking, fam. If I can't tell you the truth, whether we argue or fight, you know what I mean, we'll get back cool. But if I can't get an argument or a fight about you, you know what I mean, like when you're wrong, man, you're like, oh, I'm just done. Like, bro, we might well end it right now, nigga. We can't be cool. You know, let's just be honest. Let's just be real, because you don't know how to control your emotions. Niggas, men have to fight. Sometimes we have to squabble, nigga. As men, we have to squabble. I can't just let everything go because I say me and you are cool. Look, drop it in the comments, nigga. Scars from the playground. Shout out Bricc, baby. I think he got about 3 years off his plea deal. He say he ain't cooperating. It's 75, nearly 100, rolling 60s. It's supposed to be 6-0 to the world blow. They're cooperating against Big U for lighter sentences, fam. Look, I don't know what's going on in LA. And I thought I wish I could be lying about this whole situation, but it's looking bad for old Eugene Henley. And I don't even think he was the biggest shot caller like they're trying to make him out to be. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a Clipse. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Look, welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Ali Zoe Adam speaks on Pharrell Williams releasing a Lil Wayne diss track, Mr. Me Too. Let's get into the content, fam.
What was the issue between Lil Wayne and Pharrell? And Pharrell, he asked for your help, right?
Yeah. You catching it, man. You catching a lot of backstories with in Miami on South Beach, for real, man. For real was Mr. Fly, Mr. Do for real. For real, and my man Bryce Wilson, man. Bryce Wilson did, man, my whole 17 years with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you know about this, you know what I'm saying, Lil Wayne situation, but I wanna just be how I'm at the way Pharrell moved, man, on South Beach. He had the Marlins studio on South Beach. His Haitian homeboy was his bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? Pretty boy, you know what I'm saying, attracting very, you know what I'm saying, admirable women. You know, they very flirtatious with him. I'm talking about, man, you know what I'm saying? I done told him, let me get his seconds. You know what I'm saying? You know, and for real, and Lil Wayne went through a little situation with a lot of beef, you know, with a beef situation back in 205, 206. And for real bodyguard, you know what I'm saying, my man Ben, you know what I'm saying, he Haitian, you know, for real, keep him with him still to this day out there in Europe. You know, he'll call, boy, what's up? You good? You all right? Yeah, I can't travel, but don't worry. So, you know, but for real, I remember he stopped me. I'm riding my G500. I'm riding down the beach on Collins. Whew. Slow, and I'm passing by his spot, the Marlins, and he about to cross. And I pass him. I'm like, oh, and I look, and he did like this. And I look, and she like, for real calling you? I say, he is, huh? So I turn down Ocean and come around to Collins on the next block where he at on 8th and Washington. The Marlins, Bob Marley people own it. Blackman. But for real steps to me and tells me, man, you know what I'm saying, he got a situation with Lil Wayne, man. He said, I heard you burnt Lil Wayne Phantom. Please tell me everything. I really want to make a dope ass song, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to make him feel me. He don't think I can rhyme. He don't think, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, I am, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Neptune. I gave him one of my most fire beats, and he think I'm just supposed to just throw on my beats like that? Nah, like, I got rhymers on my beats, man. And he told me I wasted my own beat on with me rhyming on it. So he mad. So I tell him the story. Within that, him and Pusha T, and they beefing. Him, Pusha T, him and the Clipse, they beefing, man. And they got a manager named Young Jeezy. So for real, like talking to me like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? You know what, Zoe? I'm with my man Cess that did the movie Shot Us. So, you know, Cess did the movie Shot Us in Waterhouse, you know what I'm saying? Met a lot of people there with him, you know. You know, you meet, you know what I'm saying, the chief of police, you know what I'm saying, Lane. He the one that killed 350 people. Not, you know what I'm saying, Mad Max. But me and for real, back to for real though, man, Art. This dude here, boy, God damn, for real got these women, man. Oh my God. Boy, he pulling them. Boy, they flirting with for real like no other. He real respectable, man, you know what I'm saying? But I'm liking him, you know, me and for real going out, for real brought me to some exclusive places in Miami that I discovered Fisher Island, where the only way to go to Fisher Island, you gotta park on the ferry and go to the island. So this where for real partying at around that time. He want to talk about this Pusha T thing, and he about to go do this song with Lil Wayne. So we go there and he do the song with Lil Wayne. He finna diss him. He calling flex. He got the song finna diss Lil Wayne. So he telling me, man, I really need to talk to Pusha T, man. All that Pusha and Jeezy mainly, man. Man, honestly, he really don't want to do this no more. You know what I'm saying? But I do it for real. I go holler at Pusha T. He give me a little $100 grand. He make a call for me in the Interscope that was for Smitty, the writer Smitty about to write a song. Smitty gonna write a song for real, the Chinese dude. So he do that for me. I go there, I talk to Young Jeezy, but Young Jeezy getting a little drug money. So he really like, man, tell Pharrell, I don't want to mess with him, man. We doing ourselves. We don't need him no more, man. Tell him, man, he ain't got to worry about us no more. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, Jeezy, how y'all really want to handle it? Because I'm like a little broker. I'm be brokering a lot of, like, yo, he trying to bridge it. You know, hip-hop ain't got no government. We are the government within the government. We the only ones with the minimum government. You know what I'm saying? They won't in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't really try to push whatever a dude do. I be trying to hit an artist. As you see Pusha T, you know what I'm saying? My little Haitian homeboy just jumped out on him. You know what I'm saying? He got like, you know what I'm saying? Some crazy, it went viral. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, let me snatch your chain. Let me snatch your chain. And Pusha T like, man, who you is? I'm Haitian, nigga, Zoe Pound. He like, man, I know Ali Zoe. You know what I'm saying? So Pusha always, you know, he's hanging in gangster rap too. And I will hope that, you know what I'm saying, Pusha really know, and you know what I'm saying, get somewhere today. You know what I'm saying? I see him and Jim Jones going through something. I ain't reach out to him and talk to him. He ain't really gave me none since I've been out. You know what I'm saying? As far as a connect, you know what I'm saying, to do certain situation. No, I never need no money. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no money issues. You know, I'm going to pick it up and push it, you know? I just need to push Miami money bigger than I want to. You know, and I'm going to need like 20 mil to push Miami issues. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need that. You know what I'm saying? It's in the making though. It's nothing, you know. But yeah, Pharrell was a dude. He did that with Lil Wayne. He put the diss song out. He like it. He always been a friend with me. We go wild. He embraced street dudes. Wherever you come, if I come with 5, 6 dudes, he always be like, no, don't worry, they good. And we be at a restaurant. He'll see my man will be like, yo, Pharrell said, man, I could come with him, man. You know, he lived in Miami for about 6 years, so. You know what I'm saying? He mostly was doing different kind of EDM kind of thing, but he's a dude, you know what I'm saying? I see him and Ross just did a song like Ross overpay him.
Look, shout out to Ali Zoe Adams. Look, they say he ain't Zoe Pound no more, but I don't know nothing about it. I'm just being real. But when he say he burnt Lil Wayne's car, set it ablaze, now I understand the lyrics of when Wayne say gangsters don't die, to get chubby, and they move to Miami. I moved to Miami. I'm banned from Wet Willie, but a nigga like fuck it. I'm still a G, thugging out in public, straight up. Yeah, them Zoes wasn't fucking with him no more. You know, yeah. Now I understand. Look, man, shout out Zoe. Shout out Zoe. Well, they say he ain't Zoe no more. But look, shout out Ali. You know what I mean? Because this is a story. This is hip-hop history, fam. You know, a lot of people say, oh, it isn't relevant anymore. Man, this shit's still relevant, bro. Yeah, this shit's still relevant. Not to mention, I didn't know Pharrell was that mad over that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I didn't know Mr. Me Too was a Lil Wayne diss song. At the time, bro, I was just a little kid, bro. I was just jamming it like everybody else. I liked the Clipse back then. I don't really, they all right right now. I liked them more back in the day, that grinding, that Mr. Me Too. Yeah, I was rocking with that shit. I'm just being honest, just being real. But I didn't know it was a Lil Wayne diss track. Allegedly, Birdman didn't pay Pharrell for some beats that he did. Didn't feel like he needed to pay that much for him. Didn't send him nothing. You know what I mean? On top of that, he kept asking Lil Wayne not to wear the bape in the music videos. That was his shit. I don't see the big deal on it, but this is why Pharrell was mad, bro. So he made the everybody meet Mr. Me Too. You know what I mean? Niggas jock from the watches to the shoes. That was aimed directly at Lil Wayne. Look, bro, drop it in the play comments. Shout out Pharrell Williams. A lot of people don't think Pharrell could rap like that, man. Pharrell could really spit, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Put some respect on that man name. And I don't know what Wayne was going on, because a lot of people say Wayne didn't want to pay the price. Wayne thought, you know, just because you gold status, you don't have to pay niggas. But, bro, if you getting all that money on, you got to be able to spread it, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. You getting all the money on and the attention and the fame, and you can't spread none of it? Man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Nigga don't just want to smoke your weed. Look, drop it in the comments, man. Shout out Ali. Scars from the playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a Clipse. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the jail, it gotta be about business.
Look, Suge Knight denies ever calling Big Meech, Demetrius Flannery, a rat. He say that's his partner, man. It's always been his partner. He ain't never said he ratted. He don't know nothing about no Tammy Collins, no none of that. Let him tell it. Big Meech is a stiff nigga. You know what I mean? Let's get into the content, fam.
So at the time, first of all, shout out to Meech. He home. That's the homie, right? So even though somebody cut the Athena before I get into that, but I don't gotta say it. Meech know what it is. When motherfuckers saying I said he a rat, never said Meech a rat. I said the ones they say is a rat. They chopped it up any way they want to. Who cares? It is what it is. Well, we go to these awards, right? So me and the homies at the awards, and I don't know them. If I did know them, I didn't know who they was when I seen them at the club, you know? So to get to our table, we got to pass their table, and they was blocking the aisleway, you know what I mean? So the homies, shit, we had homies and from red and blue. It's the homies. Everybody from the land, you know, the city ain't no joke, you know? So when they in the way, the homies start pushing, getting on them. So it's gonna get active, you know what I mean? So it's gonna really be active. So Meech like, hold up. He told me, let me holler at you. Straight. I tell the homies, go to the table, let me holler at this dude. And Meech said, hey, you gotta celebrate. When I tell you this, you're gonna wanna have a toast with me. I'm like, shit, I'm waiting for it. He said, it's a motherfucker that, you know, you don't like, and I'm quite sure none of your homies like, but I'm the reason they say he ain't here. So shit, we poured some champagne and toast to it, you know what I mean? So the next day, I'm on parole still. So I gotta like get back to the city and be there before my parole check in with me. If I'm not, that's a violation. So I leave all the homies at the hotel, you know what I mean? I went over there, it's me and a bitch, you know what I mean? The car drove us over. These motherfuckers, I ain't never seen so many motherfuckers in one house in my motherfucking life. This motherfucker got shit. I lost count. He had so many niggas with him, you know? I like to get out. I like that ghetto shit, you know? So me and him chopping it up. He tell me what he doing, what he be doing, and all this shit. So we got more in the details, and we became good friends, like a real brotherhood. You know what I mean? And they were shocked because I didn't bring none of the homies. I came by myself and with a bitch. So from that point, we talking, and he wanted to ask me. We was hanging out. I said, no, I gotta go because when you fly private at a certain time, you don't gotta be there on time, but the pilot only can, if they don't make a cutoff point, I think it's like 12 hours or whatever. If you don't get on the plane around that time, they gotta wait and go to sleep for 8 hours. They don't watch it if they sleep, but the rule is they supposed to sleep for 8 hours, then they can fly. They don't supposed to go over the time limit of their sleep. So I said, man, shit, if we gotta do this, they calling me. I said, oh shit, man, I gotta get out of here. I'm on parole and all kind of shit. He was like, no, what's up? I said, well, I'm gonna miss all my flights. He was like, shit, I can get somebody right now to get you some first class tickets for everybody, right? I said, shit, you better cancel that shit. Nigga, we ain't flying motherfucking commercial. Motherfucker on a PJ. You know what I mean? He's like, what? I said, private jet. I said, but I'm gonna miss the cutoff point. He said, well, look, stay chop it up with me and this eating, whatever else, right? He said, shit, you missed the cutoff point. I'll order you a plane. I'm like, I don't know him, so We talking, I said, look, man, I don't got time for no fake bigoted, you know what I mean? He said, what you mean by that? I said, I'm on parole. Shit. If I don't get my ass to this thing, they ain't gonna be able to fly the private plane. So now I'm gonna get there late and I'm gonna be fucked. He said, well, it's a private plane. I'll do that. So I ain't never seen a motherfucker, like I said, I'm thinking he bullshitting again. So I tell him how much it costs. He said, I'll take care of it. This motherfucker, Meech kept it gangster. He was like, how much you got in your pocket? One nigga said, I got $5,000. How much you got? $10,000. How much you got? He went around the whole room grabbing bread and then took money out of his pocket and said, yeah, this should cover the plane. So we always been straight. Matter of fact, when he was going through his little ordeal, I even went to go visit him, you know, when he was in Detroit. You know what I mean? So shit. Shout out to him.
Look, I don't know. Shout out 6ix9ine. I got it from here, partner. But look, I don't know if Big Meech snitched or not. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell you like this: does it really matter? After you do 20 years in prison, nigga, nothing else matters. How much time a nigga gotta do to get your respect? I'm gonna answer that question for you. None. You know what I mean? Real shit, cause your respect don't mean a thing. You know what I mean, man? How you feel about it, nigga? Do you really think that matters? Do you think it matters? Like my niggas from UK will ask you. Do you think it matters? It don't, man. It don't, man. Meech is paid. You know what I mean? Other than being publicly embarrassed, he faced the humiliation ritual, so to say. Nigga, that BMF story is still gold, nigga. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. They want that. The people want to see it. The next season gonna be on Stars. 50 say that's the last one, but I don't believe it, bro. It's all type of power spinoffs coming on Stars. They're gonna renegotiate their contract. Nigga, what are you gonna do? Stick that show on a free app? It just ain't gonna work out, nigga. How are you gonna pay the actors? You gotta understand what's really at play, nigga. Shout out Big Meech. Like I said, who is Tammy Collins? Everybody wanna know. Blue Da Vinci has been talking about it. Meech, every time you see him, he's playing the stand still challenge. You know what I mean? He's never saying nothing. Look, loose lips think ships anyway. You know what I mean? Let them think whatever they want to think about you, fam. That's one thing, bro. That's one thing. You gotta have a armor that's unpierceable, bro. You can't let these niggas know that you got chinks in your armor and all they gotta do is say some shit about you and it's gonna make you emotional. Now the internet is a motherfucker, you know what I mean? Yeah, the internet is a motherfucker, but ain't nobody approaching Meech and them guys like that in public, bro. It's just on the internet. Let's just be honest. Don't let the content go to your head, bro. Yeah, don't let the content go to your head. Shout out Meech, bro. He ain't got to say nothing. Like I said, the BMF story is still gold. You can't take away the shit a nigga done. Just like you can't take away what Nino Brown done, Frank Lucas. You can't take away from they read it. Yeah, they all do that. Yeah, all of them do it. Even the mafia bosses. Everybody gonna tell something. You know what I mean? That's just the God's honest truth, bro. The streets are a myth. It's not what you thought it was. Yeah, everybody is about protecting their own ass. They're gonna give you somebody to keep them on the streets or to get on the streets a little sooner. And it's just life, and you got to learn how to deal with it, because that's what's going on, bro. Your best friend, the closest nigga to you would do you and try to screw you, backstab you in the back and then act like he never knew you. He could be the same nigga to switch, playing ball 1 minute, but he really just a bitch. You know, it's just being honest, bro. Drop it in the comments, Scars from the Playground, like, share, subscribe. Shout out to Meeches, Big Meech, Lil Meech, nigga, however y'all get paid, just keep getting paid. Fuck all that other shit, because it doesn't matter. I'm just being honest, just being real. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God. Drop it in the comments, Scars from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe, and hype me up, fam. Don't leave this bitch without hyping me up. I'm talking to you, nigga. You like, who he's talking to? Bro, I'm talking to you. Or sis, I'm talking to you, bro. Sis, I'm talking to you. Hype the video up. Hype me up. Like, share, subscribe. In that order. please, you know what I mean? Real shit. And if you got any comments that can't go in the comments, scarsfromtheplayground@gmail.com. You could reach me there. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a Clipse. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.